won.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rowdy.
A long time. So deserved. I want to know what was your first reaction when you got the phone call from Frank? Because it wasn't too long ago.
Oh no, no, it was certainly it's a phone call you hope for as a coach. It's not one that necessarily, surprisingly enough, that was necessarily some kind of written goal. But any coach, the opportunity to lead the USA Olympic team is incredible. When Frank called, I think I was.
Where were you?
I was in my house. I went out to the back deck and kind of heard the news, and I, right away, my you know how I am, Rowdy. My wheels are turning. Okay, what can we do to get better right now, and what are the things? So I started kind of asking Frank a lot of stuff about where we go from here. And then when I walked back inside, I saw Kristen, my wife, and we had a moment together and just really celebrated the fact that we met on a swimming pool deck as two coaches, and we've done life together in swimming, and it's she knows probably even better than me what ultimately an honor this is, but also a responsibility that I'll take it as.
But this is not your first rodeo. I mean, you've been on the staff 3 different times. You've been a head coach of huge international meets, including the World Championships, and I think that experience is going to help you a lot. How do you think that experience in the past is going to help you? And what do you think your primary roles and responsibilities are going to be going forward now in the year ahead?
Well, I think the past responsibility, what I've learned from the past is that the Olympics is a swim meet. I mean, in as much as the event gets bigger and billions of people start watching, and you walk out into 20,000 people, especially in Brazil, where they won't particularly be exciting fans of the USA. The more we can make it like just a swim meet, swimming in your lane, keeping things pretty controlled, keeping them low key, I think it will give us the best chance to be our best when we go off on the race.
This is not an honorary title, in my opinion. I mean, this is a title that carries a tremendous amount of responsibility and quite honestly, a lot of pressure. I mean, to continue that tradition that the United States has been #1 for 60 plus years. How do you react to something like that?
Well, with fear. No, really, it's a immediate awakening that the reality is the world is really good at swimming right now and getting better all the time. USA is really good at swimming, and really even from the age group ranks all the way through the college ranks, swimming is getting faster in the United States. So it's really the sport, the times ladies are swimming now, the way training programs are going, the comprehensive nature is all going to collide in Rio. And when it does, it's going to be a heck of a show. What I feel like I can do is to be whatever assistance I can be to any coach or any swimmer that has got a pathway kind of carved out for Olympic performance. And we can't leave our best swimming in Omaha. Right. We're going to need to come back off of that and be ready for Rio, and conditions. We don't know exactly what they're going to be yet. We need to be ready for all kinds of conditions.
And speaking of that a little bit, how would you assess this team right now based off of what's happened this summer? It's a kind of a wacky summer, I know, but you've got great veterans like Missy Franklin, obviously, Natalie, Allison Schmidt, your own Camille Adams, and Michael Lawrence, but you also have these young up-and-comers. I was talking to Bob Bowman a little while ago about the men in the same situation. You've got a Kelsey Worrell, who did so well at Pan Am's. Again, your own Katie Miley. You've got youngsters like Kathleen Baker and Katie McLaughlin. I mean, there's a lot of different names out there. How would you assess this team right now, today?
I'd assess it as great potential, Rowdy. I think this women's team has the ability to be very special. There is people that are on a roll right now, and there's people who are kind of off of their game a little bit, but they're not far off. I mean, Elizabeth Beisel can get right back on track and be there and be a main contributor. That we have so many like that are just a pinch away from being at their best, and I believe to some degree, honestly, the year before the Olympics, it's not always a curse to not swim quite as well. It kind of awakens you a little bit, and you move into the next year probably a little bit more aggressively. To some degree, I actually get a little more concerned about those who've had a big breakthrough, big success right now, and might relax a little bit. And trust me, you cannot relax in this Olympic year. There are people doing everything right in the world right now. They're just taking care of everything, and we have to match that with our preparation.
What is your most memorable Olympic moment up to date? I know there's so many, and you've had so many great.
Away. Don't just
tell me. I'm listening.
I was standing behind Richard Quick in the Sydney Olympics when Misty Hyman did her 200 butterfly. So need I say more? I mean, literally, here we are, the unbeatable Madam Butterfly from Australia, and Misty's over here in like lane 7. You know, Richard makes a race adjustment, you know, late in game time. To reduce her number of kickouts, which was her signature, you know, move,
sure.
and ends up the last 50. I mean, I was hugging him the whole time, although I'm sure he didn't feel me one bit, and his heart was pounding, and he was jumping up and down, and that getting to celebrate and be there for that moment, that Olympic moment, was the best. Not far behind that was sitting in the bleachers with my wife, being told by the Chinese people to sit down during the 400 free relay. And having Cullen on the relay for that incredible 400 freestyle relay in the Olympics. But so many memories, and the Olympics is just set up to be a moment kind of thing. I mean, you know, Rowdy, your swim. I mean, that was, even though I watched it on TV, you know, with John Asmuth and you and Perry Johansson came in first and third, and it was a big Auburn moment. I mean, there's so many moments like that in the Olympics that are just singed in my mind because it's the culmination of 4 years every time.
What led you down this path of wanting to be a coach? I mean, we swam together at Auburn, obviously, and I know you started getting into coaching a little bit after you graduated, but what made you want to be a swim coach?
Well, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I graduated. I was a business major, but you know, Richard Quick was our coach, and he allowed me to coach the age group team, the War Eagle swim team back then, and I had, you know, 60 swimmers in the pool, from 8-year-olds to national caliber swimmers. Literally, Rowdy, the first day I started coaching, I loved coaching immediately more than I ever loved swimming. And it just made me want to do this thing and do it really well. And I think that was the beginning of it right there.
I know there are going to be a lot of days ahead that you're going to have to do a lot of balancing. I talked to Bob about balancing his commitment at ASU, and now you have a big commitment at SwimMAC. How do you see that balance happening?
Well, I always have to balance things. My plate's I'm usually spinning a few plates at the same time, and that's not unusual. I have a fantastic staff. I have, as you know, a fantastic family, and I have some incredible swimmers and some great, you know, support with the Team Elite group. But I will say the challenges probably fall for me in the CEO role with SwimMAC Carolina. You know, probably, and I heard Bob talk about the resources at colleges. Well, in Charlotte, North Carolina, there aren't a lot of swimming resources that are kind of inherent. We're having to kind of create them with SwimMAC, and we're having to work with the community to try to build out more infrastructure so we can continue to host not only big meets, but Olympians as they want to prepare, because it's a great town. There's just not a swimming infrastructure. So I actually spend a good amount of time with looking at ways we can build and advocate for pools, not only for Olympic swimming, but to help save lives. When you build pools, you know, you can teach lessons in the pools. And when you teach lessons in the pools, there's kids who won't drown.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Good luck the next year.
Thanks.